There's a question that I get. It comes in different forms. It might come in as, I'm taking pictures of my kids and the sky is always blown out. Or, when I take pictures at parties, the background is always darker in the photo than it was in real life. Or even, I don't have a studio, but I want to create portraits without a distracting mess in the background. These are all legitimately good questions. They're all related, and I want you to watch this video and have the answers. Some of it is counterintuitive, so I'm going to use some examples and show you the effects. Okay, let's get into it. In a portrait or other simple shot, you have a subject, and then you have everything around that subject. Often, the subject is the foreground, and the surroundings, they're the background. And sometimes, that background doesn't turn out in your photo the way you saw it in person. Like, why did those party pictures of yours turn out with a black background? And why was the sky all blown out in that portrait, even though you remember a bright blue sky? For the purposes of exposure, the camera doesn't know the difference between the foreground and the background. So sometimes it won't expose exactly how you think it should. But there are things that you can do to solve the problem. Let's start with outdoor portraits. Where do we run into trouble? If you're shooting an outdoor portrait and you expose for the subject, if the sky is bright, it may appear white in the final photo. If you expose for the sky, the subject might be a silhouette. The fix? Believe it or not, adding more light with either a reflector or a flash is the thing to do. With more light on the subject, you can bring the exposure down to prevent the subject from being blown out. But what you're also doing, you're bringing the sky into that nice blue appearance. Yes, you added light to make the sky appear darker in your photo. Okay, now let's take it inside to the studio to see what kind of light balancing trouble that we can get ourselves into. In the studio, we don't have the sky, but we have the background. In this case, it's all of my photography stuff. I used these continuous lights with this grid so that I could control the light on the subject, me. In our first photo, I'm lit up, and so is the background. That might be what I want from the photo, but what if I want the essence of the background, but not all of the details? I might want to make the background darker. Without controlling the lighting on the background at all, I move the light closer to me, forcing the camera to a faster shutter speed or narrower aperture, and the background gets darker. Again, just like the example with the sky, we can't control the sky, and we're not controlling the background light in this shot. We're making the subject brighter, changing exposure on the camera to compensate, which makes the background darker. Now this is just the beginning. As you experiment with this, you'll find that you can add a ton of light to the subject, effectively making the background black or near black in many situations. Then you can add ISO changes to the mix and take even more control. But before you tackle fancier situations, go out and practice. Bring a speed light and anything as your subject. I just used a little Yoshi toy. You can practice making your subject brighter to make your background darker.